Hello. Today's stories come from r/Today I Messed Up. Ooh, I've been saving up the funny Reddit stories from this sub, and today's selection will make you smile and laugh. We'll start with Today I Messed Up by going on a date with a girl from Tinder who seemed way too good to be true and not seeing the red flags. I'm a 23-year-old male, and I was talking to this girl, a 23-year-old female, for a week on Tinder and Instagram. She was gorgeous and she seemed very funny and outgoing, but she did have an investment girl boss vibe to her, and that's okay. But I should have seen it coming. I asked her for a coffee date, and she says yes. We meet up, and she looks good, but not exactly like her photos. No problem there. Let's see if we connect, I thought. The first 10 minutes goes great. Conversation is flowing, and I ask her if she wants some coffee. After all, we're at a coffee shop on a coffee date. She says no, because she had some earlier. First red flag. I mean, who goes on a coffee date but drinks some just before the actual date? A tells me to go and get one for myself if I want. All right, no problem. I go and get my coffee, and when I come back, there's another girl at our table. She says, "Hey, this is my partner. We'll call her B. I was working with her earlier." That's when it hit me that this wasn't a date. B starts asking me questions about my job, my studies, and asks me if I would listen to their business plan so that I could make more money each month. Laugh my butt off. So she takes out a notepad and starts explaining me their business model and how much money I would make if I would find three other persons who would find three other people themselves, etc. I straight up tell her, "So this is like a pyramid scheme, right? This ain't no date." To which A responds with, "Oh, it is a date, but you seem like a cool person to become our partner." Laugh my butt off. What? And this isn't a pyramid scheme. It's multi-level marketing, MLM. Okay, so exactly the same thing. I couldn't believe that this was happening to me. Oh boy. So I sat there for legit 15 more minutes and listened to them explain to me how I could make up to 5K a month if I were to get 100 people to join this business. I told them I had to leave to go to the vet with my dog. They didn't seem happy that I wasn't interested in their multi level marketing scheme. I laughed so much on the way home that I was crying. Edit 1. Thank you so much for the awards, upvotes, and comments. I did report A's profile on Tinder as spam as soon as I got home. The product they were trying to sell were some vitamins, proteins, omega 3 tablets, and some very good collagen. Oh my goodness. How embarrassing. OP seems like a great sport, though. He obviously doesn't take himself too seriously. I have to say, though, it goes to show that if it seems too good to be true, the chances are it is. Throwaway said, "Turn the tables and start offering IT services for their fast growing business at the low, low rate of $100 an hour. But wait, there's more. For each additional person, each hour of IT support will cost 50 cents less, up to a max of $50 per hour. Please note, this only covered support and not any type of gear or design." Let Me Use Spaces added, "If you sign up now, I'm actually willing to waive the normal rate I charge for this date." In response to, "This isn't a pyramid scheme, it's a pyramid scheme," Two Head Wolf said, "Gotta at least recognize the time and effort it sounds like she put into it." Captain Cumsock said, "It's not a pyramid scheme, it's just three lines, all connected." Nosta Dramart said, "It's not a pyramid, it's a triangle." Depraved Demisexual added, "It's actually an upside down funnel." DB Burns said, "Office vibes." Jim walks up and draws a pyramid. Our second story gets a bit spicy, with a bit of a throwback to the poop knife story, Reddit's usual best of all time winner, as another adult makes a revelation he really should have learned as a child. Our story is, Today I effed up by thinking peanut butter was supposed to be spicy. Obligatory, this happened a few months back. Ever since I was a kid, I loved how peanut butter used to taste. Not only did it taste good, but it had this weird spice to it that wasn't like a chili pepper type spice, but wholly unique that I never tasted in other foods. It was the perfect accent when mixed with jelly, as the spiciness and the sweetness went together perfectly. Sometimes I'd eat too fast and have a bit of a hard time breathing, but I never thought anything of it. I also remember getting some weird looks a few times as a kid talking about spicy peanut butter, but didn't think anything of that either. One day, a few months ago, I, 25-year-old male, was staying at my parents' house and went to make myself some lunch. I saw some peanut butter in the pantry, but no jelly. So since I was hungry, I slammed about an inch of peanut butter between two slices of bread and remember thinking, wow, this is the most peanut butter I've ever eaten at once. But then got to work devouring my creation. This is where the screw up starts. A few bites in, I got that ate too fast feeling again and had to take a break to catch my breath. I started eating again and immediately got the ate too fast feeling again. Darn, it's going to take me forever to eat this sandwich, I thought. So I became determined to just power through and finish it no matter how uncomfortable it was. Big mistake. I made it to about the halfway point before I knew something was wrong. It felt simultaneously like there was a rock stuck in my windpipe and like somebody had filled my lungs with peanut butter. Wheezing and struggling to breathe, it really hurt. The amount of time it took to take a full breath was causing me to panic and felt like I was trying to fill up a hot air balloon with a straw. I immediately started Googling heart attack symptoms, but they didn't really match up. I then Googled the symptoms themselves, and results of symptoms of allergic reactions started coming up. Some of the main symptoms were difficulty breathing, chest tightness, and wheezing. Then I scrolled further down and saw a section about things to watch out for in children. And the top one was the child says their mouth feels hot, or that they say non spicy food is spicy. After a painfully long period of time, I started being able to breathe again, and suddenly all the weird looks I got from talking about spicy peanut butter made sense. Peanut butter wasn't spicy. I'd just been poisoning myself all these years. I now use peanut butter alternatives and mix my jelly with sweet Asian chili jelly I pick up from the store, and it's just as good, but doesn't almost kill me. Edit. Thanks for the awards. Also glad I could help some people realize the signs of allergies. Edit 2. A lot of people were asking why I didn't immediately call an ambulance. Remember, this was something that happened all the time and I thought was normal. So it took about 30 seconds of me waiting for it to go away, then realizing it wasn't and drinking some water. 40 to 120 seconds now, before I even went to get my phone. By this point, it had actually started to get better, slowly but noticeably, so I knew I was in the clear. This is why I Googled heart attack, as it was my understanding that some of those symptoms can be transient. I don't know about you, but I found that extremely entertaining. I mean, how does one mistake the onset of an anaphylactic reaction for spiciness? Let's check out the comments where curiosity over spicy peanut butter takes center stage. Bubba Gump Redditor said, you also can look up the phrase spicy bananas for people making the same revelation with fruit. Seriously, not meant to trick you into looking up adult movies. Edit. There are a lot of people with spicy fruit allergies that didn't know it. EJ Cell shared, yep, my son who is allergic to peanut butter asked me one day why watermelons are spicy. That's always fun to explain at summer family get-togethers. The Best of Limes shared, early this year I was talking about coconut milk to my wife. I said, yeah, it tastes good, but I'm not a huge fan of how it makes your throat scratchy. And she was like, what? No, it doesn't. You have a mild allergy. I was like, yeah, that makes sense for me to be dumb. Aaron JW said, well, now I want to try making a PBJ and add some cayenne and see if there's something to this idea of spicy peanut butter. Amaranth Devil said, right? I was thinking the same thing. Zimtastic added, there was a tip from Reddit a long time ago to mix a spoonful of peanut butter and some sriracha sauce in with your beef ramen. The rich creaminess of the peanut butter goes awesome with the sweet and spicy flavor of the sriracha. I've done it myself many times, and it is indeed awesome. Mrs. Tater said, peaches are spicy for me, which makes me so fracking sad. My favorite fruit. Only fresh, canned doesn't give me the same reaction. Seb Lover added, I had a patient allergic to raspberries once and was like, oh, shoot, that sucks. And she said, well, they taste like I'm dying, so I don't really like them. Our third story is longer but had multiple updates and won a ton of awards this year. It's titled, Today I effed up by getting banned from the supermarket for trying to be nice. I took my 1-year-old daughter to the supermarket to buy some groceries like I normally do. My daughter was in a stroller where she can sit and see everything around her. At the checkout counter, she grabbed one of the sweets on display and played with it while I was busy bagging my stuff. They don't do it for you in Germany, and you have to be fast. And so I didn't notice her having that sweet until I was at the door, leading outside. She was sucking at the plastic wrapper, so there was no returning it. Nobody seemed to have noticed, so I internally debated going back and then decided to do the right thing and go back to pay for it. I went back to the register and told the cashier what had happened. She told me to wait and said something over the phone and then told me to be patient. Someone will be here in a moment. She then proceeded to check out another person, and then two security guards came. They checked every item in my bags and looked if it was on the receipt. I asked them what was going on and that I just want to pay for the sweet my daughter accidentally took. But they had none of it. Proceeded to check every last of my items and then told me, as it was just a minor item I stole, that they won't call the police and just ban me from the store. I was like, what the F? I tried to get the cashier to back me up, but she was just like, they are the guards, not my problem. I told them again that I came back when I noticed my accident, and they were like, yeah, good for us and bad for you, and told me that I need to go now. Now I am banned from shopping in the only supermarket in walking distance. I don't have a car, which is normal in Germany, and now I have to take the bus. Expensive to buy groceries or only go shopping when my husband is home and can take care of our daughter so I can use my bike. And only because I wanted to be nice. The suite was 59 cents and will now cost me invaluable together time with my husband, or around €60 a month for public transportation tickets. I should have just left when nobody noticed my daughter's little thievery. Edit. I'm a shy person. I won't complain on the phone or in person. Just not a thing I do, and honestly, I'm not sure I want to shop there again. But the other possibilities are very inconvenient for me. I'm going to post some reviews on their website and on social media and see what happens. If they apologize and lift the ban, that would be great news for me. Thank you for your kind words, ideas, and compassion. Edit 2. Wow. I was away for an hour or two and this blew up quickly. You guys are insane. Thank you so much for your help and appreciation and the awards. And for the 700 comments. Now I need some time to actually read all of them. Edit 3. I made this post because I was so angry at myself for going back. I thought they were in the right, and I was stupid. And I was really embarrassed about what they did in front of a lot of people I know. I live in this village that was swallowed by the city next to it. It is kind of a subculture, and it is not that everybody knows everybody, but everybody has seen everybody and knows someone who knows them. Gossip is a really big deal here, and they did search my grocery bags in front of all the other customers. And I can't just go back. I'm the one with the undercut and the black clothes in a very conservative neighborhood. They would have recognized me, mask or no mask. When the first answers came, they were all like, use the media, use newspapers and social media and write reviews. Tell us the shop and we flame them. And I thought I would. But then came the other answers that said I will be the butthole if I do this before talking to the manager. So today, in the morning, my husband called the store, with me sitting next to him in case he needs me. We had a lady on the line who, of course, it's Germany, can't have my husband call for me. She needs to talk to me in person. So I said I'm here, and he is allowed to speak for me. And then he told my story, and she was a bit perplexed. Told us that's ridiculous, and she will leave a note with the store manager to call us back when he comes in. So now we wait. For all the people who wondered about the security part, since Corona hit, this store has 2 people in security jackets standing at the entrance at all times, disinfecting carts, handing them to customers, and stopping them when there are too many customers already in the store. Last edit. It is now 8 hours later, and we had given up all hope that he would call back, and were about to call again, when at last he did. I told him I got banned from the store and would like to talk with him about the incident. First, he was like this old man BS. Das Wort schon alles sein Richtiges haben. Basically, if they banned you, then there has to be a reason you were banned, and everything is in order. And he was about to politely excuse himself and end the call. And normally, I would just be polite and say, okay, bye. But this time, with all of you on my side, I asked him to please hear me out. He agreed, and I told him in short sentences what had happened, as I heard that he was stressed and in a hurry to end this call. I was prepared to argue my case and even threaten him with some poor reviews if necessary, but it wasn't. He was like, there must have been a misunderstanding. What was your name again? Okay, found you. Thank you for calling. I have removed you from the ban list. Feel free to come back anytime. Sorry for the misunderstanding. Everything else okay? Have a nice day. Bye. Seems like he was really in a rush, but he totally did what all of you told me and allowed me back in and even apologized. You were all so awesome. Without you, I would have never actually called him and tried to talk to him. Heart, thank you all so much. This means a lot to me. Another goodie, eh? The fact that everything worked out really makes this story. I still don't understand why the cashier couldn't just charge the candy and allow OP to pay, though. So let's check out the comments as they explain some of the Germanic legal principles behind this story. King Rage said, "Wow, that is awful. I wouldn't want to spend my money there anyway after that, but I understand it's the closest one. Is this a chain? If so, I would complain to corporate. Is this just an American thing?" OP replied, "It is a chain, but every building owner or shop, supermarket, or whatever has the right to ban you from their property. Even private homeowners can, without needing a reason. It is called Hausrecht here." Trainman shared, "It's not quite that simple. Hausrecht does not stand above everything else. For instance, you can't use Hausrecht to discriminate. And since groceries are a basic need, the Hausrecht is restricted further. They have to have a really good reason to ban you, generally doing something illegal. Since you didn't do anything illegal, you specifically returned to pay for it, so no, you didn't steal it, and there was no intent to steal. They have no grounds to ban you. The low value of the candies in comparison to the rest, the plausibility of the story, as well as the fact that you returned, should support your case. There also may be security camera footage to back you up." G-Man Ruman said, "Their attitude is ridiculous. You didn't steal anything. Your 1-year-old, who of course cannot be held liable, took the sweets, not you. In the UK, tabloid newspapers would love a story like this." Eminestia said, "I can just imagine the headline in The Sun. Woman and toddler bullied by Tesco staff after forgetting to pay for a 59 pence sweet." Northern added, "1-year-old toddler in a small town in Germany stole a 59-cent sweet from the supermarket. You won't believe what happened to her dad. In 20 years, do you remember the 1-year-old toddler who stole a sweet from the supermarket and got her mom banned? You won't believe it, where and what she is up to now." Our last story is short, but a super funny accident. It's titled, "Today I effed up by accidentally stealing a human." This was last night. I went to a nearby taco burrito truck to get some dinner. As I get out of my car, a homeless man asks me for a burrito from where I'm headed to. I say no, sorry, and keep walking. I live in Washington State, USA, and there's unfortunately a lot of homeless people here. As I get in line to order, I feel bad, so I ordered an extra burrito to give to him as I went back to my car. As I'm waiting for the food, the homeless man showed up to the truck with some money. I stand up, go up to him, pull him aside, and tell him that I already ordered him a burrito. He didn't speak much English, and he spoke softly, so it was tough to communicate. But I got him to sit down, and I waited with him. He tried to get up a few times to pay, but I kept saying that I already ordered, and it's going to be here with my food. It was all very confusing for both of us. Somebody overheard this and came up behind me and handed me a $5 bill saying, "Here's my part." It was super nice of him and unexpected, but not the weird part of the story. While waiting for the food, a family comes up to the truck to order with a homeless man, and he orders a burrito. I'm a little confused because I only saw one. So who do I have? What the F? I am incredibly bad with faces, and when I got out of my car, the first man who asked was a bit far away, so I couldn't see much of him. I finally realized that they have the person who asked me when I got out of my car. I ended up just stealing a random person out of line to get food and sat him down. In his eyes, randomly. He was probably so confused, and it's why he kept trying to pay. So the food gets ready. I open the bag, hand him the burrito, and tell him to have a good night, and he says thanks. I leave and go back to my car. He leaves and goes back to his car. Yeah, this was just some dude. He happened to be pretty old, a little dirty, and had troubles getting around. If you saw him, you would think the same. He still needed help. That was obvious. With the little bit we spoke, he seemed to have it pretty rough. I don't regret it, so it's not a major mess up, if anything. But holy moly, am I massively embarrassed. I am still cringing from last night. Yes, this is a little awkward, but thankfully, OP didn't say anything that indicated what he was doing or why he was doing it. So really, this guy probably just thought some random man was offering him an, albeit pushy, act of kindness. Now, onto some wholesome comments before we wrap up. Trick Landscape said, "Well, stealing somebody to give them food is a lot better than what some people do. In all seriousness, it was still very nice of you." Someone else added, "Anyone steal me anytime for this reason, please." Three-quarter toupee said, "I just want to know if the free burrito outweighed the strangeness of the situation for him, or if he got back in his car and was like, bruh, I don't need cilantro." Mordanzabel said, "I used to wear holey jeans and a ripped up jean jacket and basically could look really homeless with my long hair and long beard. but I have a master's degree and a job. I was in a Mexican restaurant enjoying fajitas one time, looking pretty gritty, and the waiter informed me that some couple paid for my meal because they thought I was homeless. If you've enjoyed the story and would like to hear more, consider liking, subscribing, and leaving a comment. Thanks, and bye for now.